Thank you, everybody, and welcome to this Mentor Monday today. As Gillian had mentioned, we do this every Monday where we come together and kick off the week. And I love doing this because to me, it's all about contribution. I learn a lot from you. Maybe you learn something from me. We learn from each other. We're going to hear from Gillian today. Those of you that don't know me, I've been involved in this industry that we call networking for 44 years now. I was 21 when I started, and I was fortunate and blessed to have some great mentors that taught me a lot. And my attitude is real simple. I look at that time in my life as is what I would call the innocent age, meaning that, I was 21, naive when it came to business, but I had all this ambition and this energy of just wanting to learn. And I'll never forget that some of the things my mentors told me. I learned a lot of one-liners they told me. But one of them was you are who you associate yourself with. So if you want to better yourself, develop, and even increase your income, you associate yourself with people that are doing it or have done it and learn from them if they're willing to teach you. And that's how I was. My attitude was real simple. I was like, well, these guys say they're going to teach me, and I knew of their success. It was pretty obvious because I could see it. One of the one-liners, one of them would say was documentation beats conversation, and the documentation was there. And so I thought, I'm just going to be a sponge and learn from these guys. And I did learn an awful lot. One of the things I learned that actually his name was Jim Rohn, he would say, you can't manage what you don't measure. And what he meant by that was that, we've heard the saying, work smarter, not harder. Well, you need to manage what you're doing. All right. And the way you do that is by having some way of measuring, some way of looking at, okay, am I moving forward? What am I doing? And I have days, even now, I've been with For Life Research, our company, for 27 years. And it's really not easy to find someone that's been with the same company for 27 years. I'm not bragging, but I've built this worldwide organization. And if you're wondering, well, where are they all? I've got 214 millionaires, and frankly, they don't need me now. They're all around the world, and I go and visit them. Over the next 90 days, I'll be in Europe and India and Colombia and Brazil and Peru and traveling around, we're doing events and so forth. But I began just like everybody. I made a decision and I said, you know what? I see a tremendous benefit in the health and wellness industry. It's a multi-trillion-dollar industry. Nobody can deny that. The documentation is there. Just look around at where you see health and wellness everywhere, from gyms to GNCs to vitamin shops, and even massage, Massage Envy, which is a franchise. And so, it's a huge industry. Well, why networking? Why this business model? I love the business model because it enables me and it enables you to focus on one thing: build your business. You don't have to deal with all the other stuff. You don't have to deal with employees. Yet we have 1,000 of them that are there to serve you. You send a link to someone in London or Spain, wherever, they sign up. You don't have to deal with inventory. It's handled for you. You don't have to deal with shipping. It's done for you. You don't have to deal with customer service and toll-free phone numbers. That's all there for you. They handle it all. So everything is done for you, which means all you have to do is share. That's all you have to do. So we listen, we learn, and we share. It's a simple process. It really is. But it's not easy because it does require effort. It does require, a bit of work, and it requires some discipline and all these things. So if you have that desire that you want to build a business, the best way to do it is together. The number one reason people do not succeed pretty much in most things is because they go at it alone. And that's why we come together every Monday. Then during the week, we've got other meetings and events. We might have training, opportunity meetings, and so forth. But you've got to stick with the community, the family, the team. All right. It's super important because it's a community of contribution where everyone's contributing and we're learning from each other, as we're going to learn today about time management. So with me, when I began my For Life business in October of 1998, I was broke and I knew that I had to keep the main thing the main thing. What's that? Sharing, talking to people. But I had to tell them something. So I quickly developed a simple presentation. Now, today, that's all done for you. We've got a beautiful presentation that Gillian has we call it the global presentation, is put together. Everything is there for you. In fact, we even have where it's animated. So you just share. All right. But as you're building your business, it's so important to document. Again, you can't manage what you don't measure. So you document your progress. You document who you're communicating with, who you're talking to. So when I started back in 1998, I kept the main thing, and that was talking to people. Now today, we have an app. Within that app, there is a built-in CRM, Contact Relationship Manager. So when you open your For Life app, and hopefully you all have your app, you just go to contacts. And within your contacts, you can literally swipe the name of someone and select whether they are a possible customer or maybe a prospect interested in the business. Maybe they're not interested at all, or you can skip them. But you can categorize your people. All right. I did it all on a yellow pad. I use it, and it's not pretty, you guys. Only I can read it. It looks like hieroglyphics to most people. But I'm old school. And so, and I doodle a lot, I do a bit of doodling. And so that's how I kept track of who I was talking to, follow up with them, because the chances are you're going to have to communicate with someone more than one time before they make a conscious decision. All right. There's just so many factors involved when it comes to building this business and bringing someone in. Timing, their desire. Timing is probably one of the most, what's the word I'm looking for? I guess, volatile in the sense that you can talk to someone and something could have happened 5 minutes before you called them and their head is somewhere else. Maybe, they just got a call, their child's at school sick and they got to go pick them up or something. Their head's just not there. So timing is critical. Catching someone where you can converse with them, share something with them at the right time, right? So that's critical. Then there's the desire. What's their level of desire? What's their level of influence? Some people are very influential. Some people are still learning how to be more influential. And then the level of tenacity. Some people are more tenacious. I know people that are very thick-skinned. No to them doesn't bother them at all. They're very realistic and logical. And they're like, you know what? If you're not ready, you're not ready. It's not my fault. I'm looking for people that are ready. That's how I was, by the way, looking for people that were ready. And I kept track of them on my yellow pad. Then the working smarter not harder, what I did was something I call OPP, other people's people. I built my business this way, not just this way. Some people out there are very good at going out and they can sponsor people, they can sell some products. This is about building the community. It's about building what we call a downline. All right. That's done through leadership. That's done by someone who says, you know what? I want to be a networker. What's a networker? I'm a networker. A networker is someone who has the ability or has developed the skill to present something, could be present the product, present the opportunity, all right, present an option to someone you don't know through someone you do know. So, case in point, there's not one person on this Zoom today, not one, that knew me before For Life. I've met all of you through someone else. But it all started with me and my three. Now, my three, when I started For Life, was me, myself, and I. That's how I began For Life. And then I found a person, I found another. So I started working through them, presenting to their people, identifying, right? So my way of building the business doesn't have to be your way. There's more than one way to get from San Diego to Los Angeles, all right? A lot of different ways. You can take a boat, all right? So the point is, you have to measure what you're doing, all right, in order to manage it. So I hold myself accountable. I look at what I'm doing and I say, okay, Dave, you got to contact these people. Have you done it? When are you going to do it? I've got my goals. So as long as I'm active on a regular basis, keeping the main thing, it is inevitable. Inevitable. My business is going to grow. Why? There's an abundance of people. We do not lack people in this country and in this world. Now, globalization, you can build a For Life business anywhere. In fact, even today, we've got London on here. We got Claudia was on here. She's in the middle of the ocean somewhere. I have no idea where Claudia is. She's on a cruise, right? But you can build your business from anywhere. So take advantage of the tools we provide, keep the main thing, and manage what you're doing by measuring it, holding yourself accountable. All right. It's really a simple process. And just do it over and over. And I promise you, you will build a network, a business, a community, a family, a team bigger than you can even imagine. So having said that, I want to pass it over to someone I'm learning a lot from. It comes from an incredible background, Gillian Murray. She is actually out in a little island, and this again, globalization, building her business from St. Martin. Unfortunately, Claudia's ship, it was going to stop in St. Martin. That was one of the ports of call. And at the last minute, the cruise line, not our company, the cruise line changed the itinerary. So I think they're going to bypass Gillian. But anyhow, I want to pass the microphone over to Gillian. Gillian, thank you very much for being with us. It's yours.
Thank you. Thank you, Dave. And I just want to remind everybody that we do offer a lot of support for helping you with the business. And if you aren't a member of the Upline Pro Inner Circle, please make sure I put the link in the chat. That's one thing you should be able to see. I've blocked all the direct messages, but please join the Upline Pro Inner Circle so that you can read anything that we have in there for you to support you on your business. It's not for just Dave, it's not for us, it's for anybody that wants to excel with For Life. So today's topic was, like Dave was saying, it's about time management, working smarter, not harder. And you know what? I just want to share a little story about my previous days of, wanting to help the world, but then I tend to forget to help myself, right? So we all tend to want to do what we love to do, which is usually typically helping by giving people your time. But realize what we have to do and what we all have to get better at is making sure that the time that we're doing is also going to benefit you so you can give more time in the future. You don't want to be in a position of feeling like you're stressed out, you're not getting enough productivity. So working smarter and not harder is not just for yourself, but so that you can actually have more of an influence to support your team and yourself and others. Okay, so don't ever feel guilty about the fact that you're not serving you first. So one of the things I had to go back and remember for myself was that I used to use this. I had my own little saying that I did back in my day. It was called "Work with the willing, bless and release the rest." That was my, method of madness, so to speak. I wanted to make sure everybody I was working with got help and support, but you have to work with those that are willing, those that show up, those that care, and they show up are the ones that you want to work with. And fortunately, I have some amazing people here today that show up, even when they're in Germany. Like Rita right now is at a different time zone right now, but she shows up at all the calls. She's consistently showing up because she wants to learn, but she also wants to do good. And that's why, we have to think about, what am I doing that's going to help me? I may not get results right now, but I'm learning the actions that will. So we're doing right now is, like last week, if you weren't on the call, we're trying to give you some tools that can help you communicate what we have to offer in a condensed manner that makes it easier for you to give a message. So if you weren't on the call last week, it was added to YouTube, but you can right now go to Upline Pro, BOP.com, and get access to the actual presentation we did last week that you can use right away and send to people, but also present to people what we have in our back pocket. Very simple. So you don't have to sit there and try to figure something out. We've created the tools to help you. We're also creating some tools to help you with being smarter and planning your time. So stay tuned. Over the next few weeks, we're going to be adding a lot of material, a lot of tools to help you transfer your love of what we have, which is the For Life message, and which is about helping people feel good. So one of the things that we did to help you today, with the absolutely brilliance of Maria. If you don't know Maria, Maria is one of our, gifted team members from the Upline Pro team. And she, every day, every time we get on the call, she typically tries to share with you her visual journey. And part of that visual journey is giving you something quick and easy to look at so that you can remember what we presented when it comes to training. So this is right now, even if you go to uplinepro.com/daily action planner, but like we have that link actually saved inside our Upline Pro Inner Circle. This is just another little visual checklist for you guys to have, just to understand what you need to do to prioritize your actions. We're all guilty of this. I wake up in the morning and sometimes I get on my phone and I just want to check out what's going on with my friends and family, that I get stuck in the vortex and the rabbit hole of social media. And who knows, an hour later, my coffee's gone cold and I have to reheat it about the fourth time in the microwave because I forget that I actually went on the phone for a reason. So we have to get better at planning our time. So what better way, like Dave Daughtrey says, keep track of what you do and hold yourself accountable. Can everybody see my screen? I just want to make sure I'm not talking to myself. Thank you. I don't know how many times I've done that. Again, working smarter, trust but verify that other people know what you're doing. Okay. So prioritize pyramid is one of the things that I love, this little visual. So when we're looking at what we're doing when we wake up in the morning, one of the best things you could do is check off the things that may not feel, fun to do, but they're important to do, because then you can relax at the end of the day. There's nothing worse than feeling like you've had a non-productive day. So the must do should be what we should be prioritizing your day. The should do, and then, could do. So what does that look like? Like we'll go through that in a minute, but I want to remind everybody that we, with the Upline Pro team, have come up with a principle to help you work better and smarter. And that is the life method principle. For some of you, you've seen it, but we're going to be talking a lot more about it. Life for us is what I in my time frame, I look at life as being my life preserver. It was something that was offered to me during a time frame that was challenging, and like Dave said, it showed up when I was ready, and I needed it. So the life preserver was handed to me, and that's what we look at. We want to make sure that we can get you on board to these cruises, on board these amazing trips, on board this pathway to being a millionaire. I want to be one of Dave Daughtrey's millionaires that he has. He has like how many now? Like I want to be the next millionaire that he has on his team, alongside Claudia and a long time side my team members. So I have to work better. I have to prioritize my time now. So time is life. So when we look at life, the acronym for that is about, number one, prioritizing adding time in your day for learning. Learn something new, become a master of one thing, even if it's just adding one knowledge of one product in our assortment and understanding why people need to take it. The second thing is inspiring. Like if you can share your wins and uplift your team and share how you're feeling, if you feel good, then you let people know why you feel good. Because if we don't share, nobody's going to understand the value of what we have. The next third thing is the F is for focus. That's something I'm guilty of. I get stuck in the sidetrack and I want to help everybody else, but I have to come back and focus on what realistically is going to help me move forward. But I thank the Lord for the gift of recall, which helps me stay focused and helps my cognitive focus. So that's one of the things that we have. We have a tool, not only, when it comes to documents, but tools to help us focus on what's going to help us feel better. But the final thing that we need to work on is how we can engage others so they too can feel like they're part of the connection. They're making meaningful contributions to what we're doing. And that's where you show up. So showing up and inviting others to show up is extremely important. So going back to the priority matrix. So some of the things that I had to learn what was important, and what was not urgent. So let's go back, like focus on follow-ups. We're all guilty of this. We find amazing people. We introduce them some fantastic things in our life, and we want them to enjoy what we're doing. But how many times have you forgotten to follow up with that amazing connection? Fortune is in the follow-up. Fortune is always in the follow-up. If you can follow up with those contacts or keep that CRM manager, if you haven't seen that tool in the For Life app, to Dave's point, learn how to use it. Or if you're not comfortable with that, we do even have an old-fashioned lead tracker, an Excel sheet where we can redirect you to as well. It depends on what you're comfortable with, but we have the tools to help you. Follow-up is amazing. Attend the events. Close the deals. There are many people that said yes, but did you actually make sure that they set up their account? Did you go in and make sure that they're connected to you? Because nothing worse than getting somebody interested and then finding out later that they actually signed up with somebody else. That is one of the worst things I've actually been guilty of it myself. I just share, like share for life. But did I actually get them connected to me first before we got them sorted? Make sure you do that. You don't want to find out about somebody else being connected and then having to go to chasing them to make sure that they didn't get the sale done properly. Not urgent is, maybe we look at something else down the road that can be scheduled. Today, we do what's happening in front of us. Being present today is what we need to focus on. And we also have to remember that there are some things that we can do that can be automated. Like social media posts. A lot of people think, oh my God, Gillian, you're posting again. You're posting again. How do you find time? Do you know that I actually schedule my posts on Facebook? I actually schedule predominantly most of my, unless, sometimes I'll have more than one or two posts on Facebook, but that's because I just feel like I need to share something now. But the majority of everything I've done is already set up because I set up systems. So systems are what's going to help you gain time. And it's also going to give you productivity. So if you can plan out a whole year of activities, just by the way, our Mentor Monday calls are planned out now for the year. Our health chat conversations are planned out for the year. Dr. Ronnie's calls are now going to be planned out, every month. So if you can plan them out, like sit down and schedule your time frame effectively, you will get better results and you will be able to focus on what is important. What is important? The follow-ups, the connections, closing the sales, because you're not distracted in trying to get all these other little things done. Okay, I hope that makes sense. And there's are things that you could be doing, like these little tools are just for like high level, like learn, inspire, focus, engage. Some example actions that you can put in here. We've also put in for you a daily to-do list that ties in to the learn, the inspire, focus, and engage. But I just want to keep it simple for you. Pick 3 actions that you do daily that's going to be helping you serve you and your time and your value, which is follow up predominantly, ensuring that you're closing the sale, reaching out to those leads. Those are the 3 things that you should really be doing. Then put names to that. And then at the end of the day, reflect on your productivity. So what did I learn today? Who did I inspire? And what income producing task did I complete? Who did I meaningfully connect with? Connections is what matters most, more than anything else. If you focus on those 4 activities in a day, your business will grow. But yes, we get sidetracked with all the stuff and the stuff that needs to be done. Block in that time at the beginning of the month to plan out the entire month and spend the rest of the time building those connections. And remember, consistency builds momentum. Show it with intention, lead with heart, and build your business for life. I mean, those are actions that if we can all get better at, we will grow exponentially. And I've been guilty of this where the last couple of months, I've just been focusing on a project where it was just about, okay, I've got to build this out because I've got to get this done because I know this is going to affect me long term. But I look at that as a win because I am now prioritize myself to the point where I don't have to do as much anymore in my day. I can go back to focusing on the connections. I can go back to looking at that system, which I know Dodie and I love so much, which is this, how to never run out of people to talk to. And we're going to be implementing that as part of our training coming up soon. So stay tuned for that. So on that note, I'm just really excited that I can have a little bit of extra time to make sure I hear from Claudia today, who's actually, by the way, who is probably one of the best people that I know when it terms of building connections. She prioritizes connections each and every day, and that's how we stay connected. We met each other on this tiny island in St. Martin 11 years ago, I believe, with another company. We got to know each other briefly, not as much as I'd like to, because she left and I came in, but over the years, she stayed connected. And by doing so, she's my upline and I'm here to celebrate her today doing what she does best, which is love people, help people, introduce people to what we do. And I'm just happy she's now taking the time for herself to enjoy it. Okay. So on that note, I'm going to stop sharing my screen. And I think, Claudia, I'm just going to invite you to
Yeah,
share with us.
I'm here.
Okay, there you go. So, hey, sweetie.
All
Oh, so good to
right.
see you.
Hello. Yes, Gillian, Dave, and everyone. I'm so excited to be here. I'm going to show you in a minute where we are at. Yes, Dave, I am in the middle of the ocean and I am in a little island called Coco Cay, which is actually like a made-up island for the cruise. But there's two things I want to share. And the first one is I had breakfast today with uh, two great men that Dave knows, Sergio, I forgot his last name, and Charlie Padilla. Charlie Padilla started For Life 22 years ago, and Dave, he sends his hello, and they speak very fondly of Dave. So why I wanted to share that with you is because Dylan is right. It's all about connection. I went downstairs to get my daily dose because they're giving it's my husband is laughing. He's like, that sounds a little weird that they tell us that every morning we got to go down to a desk and get our daily dose. And I said, yes, that's what it's fun about it. And he says, but it's weird. And I said, absolutely, because we are not weird. We are different. So we go downstairs, we get our daily dose, which, by the way, I don't know if there's new people here, but it's 600 milligrams of transfer. So it just makes it fun, right? That everybody's getting down there and going in a lineup before getting out and getting our daily dose because we know how important this is, right? We want to get out there with our daily dose. So anyway, I meet these gentlemen and they're trailblazers like Dave, and they know Dave for 20 years. And he said something, and this is why I want to, bring it back and honor also Gillian, which is it's all about systems. So the time and the effort that Gillian and the team, the Upline Pro team, and specifically Dave and Gabby are investing in building systems for us is incredible because what we were talking about is that a cruise line of 7,000 people doesn't run well if it doesn't have a system. Not everybody has to eat at the same time, but everybody has food all the time. Not everybody has to go to the pool at the same time or the beach or get off, but there's a system. And so it doesn't necessarily mean that you have to go at the same speed as everybody, and it doesn't mean that you have to do as everybody. But at the end of the game, if you follow the system, and in this case, everything that Outline Pro team is bringing for us, you will get to have a great vacation and a great life in our metaphor, right? Which is thank you, Dave, for doing everything you do every day for us and for now bringing Upline Pro as this amazing tool that we're having, because it is what's going to help us to, ride that wave that you always teach us, which is just, follow the system, enjoy your life, and ride the wave, right? And so, Jillian, thinking about the metaphor of the cruise ship, and I know you live in an island where, cruise ship comes like one after the other, right? It's like, my goodness, how they're able to manage so many different brands of cruises. So I see the cruise ships as the different network marketing companies. You choose the one that you want, but then each cruise ship has a responsibility to have the system going so that everybody gets to where they want to be, which is a happy vacation. For us, that's our dreams, our goals. So I thought a lot about that. So thank you for that, Jillian, and everything that you're bringing for that for us. And Maria, I loved what you did this morning for us. Let's just follow the system, everyone. And into that, just to finish up what I had for you, yes, absolutely. The trips to me are one of the best gifts. And so I did a video in English and I did one in Spanish, because a lot of people ask me, oh, but you travel a lot. And I said, when you choose something you love as network marketing, I chose network marketing for my life. You travel a lot. You travel when you're visiting people. I was hoping to see Jillian, but I can't this time. But you also travel to visit your teams, like Dave. Dave is going to Colombia, Peru, Ecuador, Brazil, and to visit his teams and support the teams. But he's also going on a cruise because he won an incentive trip. So that's what happens when you design and live your life by design, and you are that architect. You're the one that's doing the blueprint of what you want to do the next day. And so if you're saying, but I can't, it's like I'm in a 9 to 5, I can't see it. You got to talk to your upline. You got to regroup with us and write it again. Like, there's got to be something in that blueprint that is not working out, because you are the one that can design it. So if you're able to design it, it's going to work out with a smart plan. And Jillian can, do. Maria probably has done one of us for the SMART goals. We will just redesign how we're going to get you into that life that you love. My husband, he works a 9 to 5, but his life by design is being married to a networker that can bring him to a trip like this. So there it is. It doesn't mean you don't have to work 9 to 5. You can, but he loves the job that he does. And now to end, I want to show you this beautiful view of Bahamas. My goodness, no wonder Gillian is in the Caribbean. 7 colors in that ocean. There's the island. I'm going to go to have lunch over there in a little bit. People are off. Just have a little bit of, I don't like this. We're going to go have lunch over there, meet some of the For Life people at 5 to have dinner with them, our For Life family, like we call it. And yes, that's what I wanted to share, because you know what? Great Escape, everybody can make it. First, your youth everybody work for that Diamond Elite. If you have earn is your Great Escape incentive trips, which you can get up, by the way, 5 of them. So Dave explained that very well last time. Yes, I want you all here on the next Great Escape. 2 a year, 2 Great Escapes a year, and 2 Diamond Elite retreats per year. So if you didn't get on this one, get on to the next one. Thank you, everybody. I love you. Bye-bye.
Have fun, Claudia. Tell everybody hi for us.
I do. Thank you, Dave.
Thank you.
Love you. Thank you.
Thank
Enjoy.
you. Thank you, Claudia. That was great. Thank you, Claudia. So over to you, Dave. We have about 15 minutes, and then we can
Yep.
close out.
What I want to do, I'm going to share a little bit about kind of what I do in building my business. We're very fortunate, for those of us that do live here in the United States, because our corporate office is always open. They're always willing to take you on a tour. And so I use that as a tool. Remember, work smarter, not harder. How fun is it to say, hey, let's meet in Utah? I understand not everybody can just get up and just go to Utah. But if you have someone that's real serious about wanting to build this and build a legacy, and their attitude is, you know what, I found a home, I'm going to be here the rest of my life, I might as well get to know my business partners and see how everything is running. So I'm going to share some pictures with you. I met a gentleman. He lives in Seattle. He's Colombian, and he speaks more Spanish than English. And I met him again through somebody else. And this has all happened in the last 10 days. Like 10 days ago, I get a call from one of my guys in Bucaramanga, Colombia. He's a doctor, medical doctor, Dr. Bonet. I'm his sponsor. I want to be a good sponsor. He's literally right level one to me. And so he calls me, and I always try to, to be of service to help him. And he says, "Hey, Dave, I got this guy I met on Facebook. His name's Jesus Gallardo." And he said, "Would you talk to him?" Of course, that's what I do. I talk to people with my people through my people. And so start talking to Jesus, and he had just gotten involved in another company. And he said something to me. Now, I'm very observant. That's another thing I try to do. I always try to be acutely aware in my conversation with someone because I catch little things. Well, he said he was just with the company. He had raised $80,000 for that company to kind of launch. And the company now, all of a sudden, what they're doing, the commissions they were supposed to be paying out, they're telling their affiliates to use their commissions to sign somebody else up. In other words, whatever the pack costs, they're not paying you the money. They're just telling you to use it to sign someone. It's like money laundering. I mean, it's illegal. You can't do that. And so he says, "Dave, I see the writing on the wall. They're going to crash already." And that's one thing that saddens me a little bit. I believe in the law of abundance. I want everybody to succeed. I want everybody to achieve their dreams. But going back to the days I started, when I was told, you are who you associate yourself with. So associate yourself with people that have the right values and principles and vision and mission statement where you want to see yourself go. And that's what I love about For Life. I just love the fact that they're moving in a direction that's all about people and health and wellness and not everybody's in it for just the money. I get it. A lot of people are in it just because they want to maintain good health or establish good health, you see. But the company's always open. So if you ever want to go on a tour, love to take you. All right. I live in San Diego, so for me it's an hour and a half flight up there. Let me share my screen with you real quick here, just to show you. And then I want to show the app. We'll close with the app. I want to show you the CRM and how it works real quick. So we met in the morning. You should be able to see my screen here now. The morning we arrived, we met here at For Life. This is their marketing. They've got 5 buildings. And to think they started from a little rental facility in Provo, Utah, and now they got 5 buildings, one of which is like 180 something thousand square feet. So we met the marketing, took off down to manufacturing. Our company is based on science, success, service, and satisfaction. Those are the 4 pillars of For Life. We got Alvaro Salazar, who's the farthest on the left. He's actually going to take us on one of the ones on the tour. Victor Galindo is next to me. He's from Colombia. And there's me in the middle, Jesus Gallardo, who flew in from Seattle. And then Jesus' son, Samuel. He came along with us. Take another picture there. There you got Nathan Larson, who's actually with Claudia on the cruise. In fact, Nathan with the beard, and then the other guy next to me, the Latin guy, that's Fernando Caballero. Him and Nathan are on the cruise with Claudia. And so we took off. You've got to dress up like this because it is a pharmaceutical grade manufacturing plant. So you got to get all dressed up with the hairnet. And if you got facial hair, you got to put the beard net on. You got to cover your shoes and wear the nice little like doctor's gown. And so this just kind of shows you real quick the manufacturing. I'm sorry, this is the storage. So these are all the products that either going through quarantine or gone through quarantine. For Life is very strict about the products we receive. They have to pass through a rigorous inspection. But this just kind of gives you an idea of one of the storage facilities of our products. All those products are going to be shipped around the world. So here we are. They're actually making transfer factor. They're bottling transfer factor. Here they're doing the Go Sticks, putting the Go Sticks all in the sachets. that get all boxed up and get shipped out to us. For Life manufactures over 90% of their products. They still have some of the liquids that are done third party. Of course, it's For Life's formulation, patented formula, but For Life has control of over 90% of all manufacturing. That I think, yeah, there's the protein. That they're doing the ProTF protein that's being all bottled. You can see the label actually right there, the blue and white labels of the ProTF vanilla. And after we toured the plant, they took us to a Peruvian restaurant. We had Peruvian food. That's why I took a picture of the Inca Cola. That's from Peru. And we sat and we talked. And how great! That's why I love this business. It's about connecting with people, you know. And then we went over to the other For Life building, and we were very fortunate, very lucky that I had actually sent a message out, and he was there to greet us. Danny Lee, our CEO For Life, met us there in the lobby, took us up to his office. And just so if you're not aware, Danny Lee is not only the CEO of our company, he's the chairman of the Direct Selling Association, the DSA. In fact, the morning I arrived, I arrived there the day before everybody else because I had some things to do. Danny was walking out of the office going to lunch. And he came up to me. I was still in my car. And I said, "Where are you off to?" He goes, "I'm off to have lunch with the COO of Young Living." You know, Young Living, they've been around for a long time, longer than For Life. They do essential oils. But Danny knows, he knows all the COOs, CEOs, CFOs of New Skin, Amway, Herbalife, Forever Living, all these companies, because he's the chairman of the DSA. That's important for us. So we always know what's going on in our industry. And then we were extremely blessed to have David Lisenby come in and say hello and take a picture. Of course, Victor's son wanted to get a picture with David, and David is such an incredible man. I mean, he actually said, "Samuel, you get in the middle here next to me." And so we took a picture with David Lisenby. They each took a solo pic with him, and I love this man. I put my life in his hands in 1998, and it was the best business decision I made in my life. I don't want to brag, you guys, but For Life has paid my organization now close to $3 billion. It's approaching $3 billion now in 27 years. And that's why I've got 214 millionaires, by the way. Now, make a lot of money because they've built some great networks, great organizations. And here we took a picture finishing up. And so here I tell Jesus this is his first purchase of Transfer Factory. He bought a big bottle. But anyhow, this is what's in the marketing lobby when you go into For Life. And I took him on a tour. There's some cool videos of different levels. There's one of the Platinum International Diamonds. And this is at the airport, last picture before he left. Now, Claudia, she is on a trip. And I just want to share with you, I've been to 106 countries, soon to be 107. I'll be going to Montenegro, doing a cruise next month with For Life. But this is one of the ones that I went on recently. We chartered a plane, and I went to Brazil, chartered a plane from Sao Paulo to, from Rio, because we went up to Rio, from Rio to Iguazu Falls. And this is the charter that we all were on. This is when you get to gold and platinum, you get one of these every single year. I'm telling you guys, if you like to travel, it's wonderful. But I mean, I honestly have gotten a little burnout after 106 countries, but it's fun. What's more fun is just being around the people and the energy. I'm sorry, before I show that, a couple of new people have signed up. He just signed up last week. He's a coach, a network marketing coach, actually, in Colombia. And these guys just signed up. There's another 140,000 followers on his TikTok. Alejandro Serrano just signed up, started on Monday, last Tuesday, the 1st, April 1st, he just got started. So a lot happening around the world, you guys, all over the globalization, all over the place. There they are in the For Life office. He's got some of his people he signed up. So things are moving. And here we are on the chartered flight on the way to Iguazu Falls. So we took a plane and went to Iguazu Falls, and I just want to show you this last picture here is pretty cool. We went into the throat of the falls. They call it the Garganta. And this is a convention. Hopefully you'll all be with us at the next convention of 2026 in 1 year. So that's what we're about. And these are future platinums, by the way.
Gracias, señor Dave. Hola, yo me llamo Daniel Felipe Gallardo Uribe. Yo cuando sea grande voy a trabajar en la empresa de Funral. Voy a hacer un, un platino, el más joven de toda la historia.
Ahí le dejo ese regalito. ¿Cómo la ves?
So that's what I love about this business, you guys. The relationships that we develop. I just met Jesus literally 8 days ago, and he's with us full time. He's just jumped in. He's working hard. He's already signed up a few people. So with that, I want to share the app, and we're going to close. We got just a couple of minutes real quick. Let me share my screen on the app here. Share. So it's real simple. The For Life app, you should see my screen right about now. Oh, start broadcast. Got to start the broadcast first. Here we go. Should see it right about now. Here we go. Okay. So the For Life app, you can see, let me get this out of the way. It's in the lower left there. It says For Life. Looks like a little molecule. You must have an ID number, which you get when you're signed up, and your password. So you signed in with your ID and your password. What's cool about the app, it actually remembers every link you send out, or if you send an inscription link to someone for them to sign up, it actually puts a cookie, there's a cookie created. So anytime they go back to For Life, it's going to be linked to you. So I'd be sending a lot of links out to people. They could look at it 3 months from now. If they decide they want to buy a product or sign up, it's linked to you. It remembers everything you do. So let me open it up. The first thing you're going to see is, of course, the home screen, which is going to have, let's see, it should be on home. Here we go. There's the home screen. It's going to have at the top the news, all the news going on. There's a new Fast Start Challenge to go to David Lisaby's ranch in Wyoming. You can bring a friend to convention for $20. I'm going to take advantage of that. I got a few people I'm taking, a few more people. So stories, great stuff. Up at the upper right, little hamburger up there, the 3 lines, you click on that. That opens your panel, okay? In the panel, you're going to find all kinds of different categories, from reports, your account, the sharing center. Then you see contacts. It's on the right, 3rd one down. It's right here, actually. I got a little assistant here. So you click on that right there. So click on contacts. It will open your contacts. I got 3-day blinds in there. All right, there's the Kenya LP Center. Let me scroll down to some names, get past the companies. So it will import all of your contacts. Every time you pull the screen down, just pull it down, it'll import any new contacts that you might have added in your phone. So you want to keep updating it to make sure that your contacts are all in there. But you can find someone and say, okay, there's an Alvaro Bascal right there. See the 3 dots on the right? I can put my finger on those 3 dots, pull it over. Okay, there we go. And you can categorize them. So I can say Alvaro is a potential affiliate. That's the people, the green one, little people. Click on it. And now he's going to have that category of the people. There he is right there. Okay, Alvaro. I can scroll down. There's another one, Andre. Oh yeah, Andre. I need to talk to him. He's really into health and wellness. The guy works out. I want to talk to him about the protein. I want to talk about Renuvo, our recovery product. So I can take that one and put the blue. Click it blue. And now he is actually going to be a potential customer. And so you can go through and categorize them all. That helps you manage what you're doing. And you can measure that. You can go back and look at it because, as Gillian said, the fortune is in the follow-up. And so now what you want to do is if you scroll like this to the top again, you'll see a filter. See the filter? I can click on that filter and say, okay, who are all the people that I might have chosen as prospective customers? Click on that. Show results at the bottom, the green. There we go. We got Andre in there. I can go back to the filter and say, all right, let's take a look at who my prospective affiliates are. Click on that, show results. There's Alvaro. So you can go through and categorize all of these. All right. I would encourage you to do that because that's going to help you in your follow-up. So that's it, and the panel go through you got your media library here, all kinds of content, videos, stuff for your social media, business builder, products, you want to know about a product. There's all kinds of content on you can send these links to people. All right. Very simple. You've got to be using this app. Work smarter, not just harder. So let me go ahead and get out of this here real quick. Okay. So with that, I want to thank everybody for joining in today. Hopefully you enjoyed our Mentor Monday. Again, these are Mentor Mondays, so we have different topics all the time. We are launching, in fact, Gillian, are we beginning that this week? The Wednesday opportunity? You're out, you got unmute there.
So Wednesday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you're going to see this. Right now, it's not on the calendar, on the Upline Pro calendar, but we will make sure you get the Zoom link in the inner circle. We will be doing a business opportunity meeting at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we'll be starting to do them weekly going forward. So there's an opportunity for you to invite those that are interested in the company, not only for health, but also for wellness and for wealth. Okay, so health and wealth and wellness. So make sure you inviting people in. So stay tuned. We'll share that inside the inner circle Facebook group. Also,
So
I just want to remind, go ahead.
Go ahead, Gillian. Go ahead.
Yeah, but also next week, just so you know, the topic is leadership skills for growth and how to empower your team to succeed. So we will be talking about leadership skills next Monday for Mentor Monday. Tonight, just so you know, is that there is we have a really great program with Detox Longevity. Daughtrey tonight is going to be a celebration of the founders. Those are the people that contributed to the original program. Will be celebrated tonight on the Daughtrey call on Mondays. That's 8 p.m. Eastern tonight. And tomorrow is all about stress and brain health. So we have Senelia, who's sharing his personal story of how she overcame stress with the support of For Life products. So that is a private call. I just want to remind everybody, if you have customers, that may not necessarily be ready to move into a business, but they want to learn the benefits of the For Life products, what better way to introduce to something that might offer them value? And it's private, it's not recorded, so people tend to share more. And Dr. Ronnie is always the resident doctor for that call. So make sure you invite potential customers. It's open for everybody, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Tuesdays. Okay, so just want to make sure you know. And then, yes, to your point, Dave, what were you going to ask?
No, I was just going to say that, moving forward, you guys, we're always going to have our Mentor Mondays. All right. I speak fluent Spanish. So in the evening time, it's on the calendar on the uplinePro.com website. We'll have our Spanish opportunity meeting tonight. So I do that pretty much every Monday, Spanish one. We also have Spanish Mentor Monday, which is at 1 p.m. California time. That's today. So Mentor Monday, again, it's all about the mentorship, skill development. And then on Wednesday evening, as Gillian just mentioned, we have our opportunity. That's a kind of a global opportunity meeting, global presentation, where people just can come in and see what we're all about and get a feel, for who we are. And then we will, as we move forward, we'll be having an onboarding as well, which will be on the calendar, which will be after, the following day, Thursday, the opportunity meeting. We want people that are ready to go to get started hitting the ground running so they can learn, all the tools, everything that we have that we offer so they can work smarter, not just harder. So with that, we're after the hour. Thanks everyone for joining in today. Look forward to seeing you on our Mentor Mondays and all the other meetings that we have throughout the week. Love you guys. Thank you very, very much.